Good evening, good evening, good evening. It's Wednesday night, so you know what that means. I'm going to sit here and talk to you for a few minutes. um, I'm titling this Saying Yes Requires Some No's for a pretty good reason. Um, 4.5 years ago now, oh my goodness, almost 5 years ago, Joan started her health journey. And a few months later, she started coaching. A few months after that, I joined her. Good morning, Jane, or good evening, Jane. How are you? Um, and it's really funny because a lot of people don't understand what we do, and that's okay. But one of the things that we do is get the opportunity to say no to things that we don't want to do anymore. And by doing that, we free up time for more yeses in our life. We got invited to Cabo. We didn't have to ask anybody if we wanted to go to if we could go to Cabo. We didn't have to ask for time off. We didn't have to ask our boss for a day or two. We didn't have to ask. We just booked a trip and went to Cabo. We got invited to Naples, Florida. Same thing. No one was able to tell me, you can't have that time off. We're too busy. We just were able to say yes to the experience. And today, Joan isn't here because she got to say yes to go see her sister. Let's just say her sister needed some help a little bit. And Joan dropped everything, jumped in her car, and drove up to help her sister. Would we have been able to do that 3 years ago? No. 2 years ago? No. Even a year ago? Probably not. Would have been a challenge. But because we said yes once and no many times after the things that we didn't want to do anymore, and only doing things that we felt were important, really important, that we get to say yes to things that we want to do more. We don't miss anything if we don't want to. There's so many other things that are happening because we decided to change the paradigm and start this little business. And because and yes, that is a Christmas decoration right there. Yes, she started. This little business that we started keeps growing, and we keep helping people. And the more people that we help, the more that helps us be freer to do what we need to do, which is help more people, if that makes any sense to you. Yes, we get to do all these other really cool things, but that's a side benefit of the actual joy of this. And that is helping people create freedom in their own lives from the things that hold them down. And you'll see my friend Jane is there. And Jane, one of the pages she's on, and Jane was in a pretty bad situation when she found our program. And it changed her life. She's a bundle of energy now. She's happy as a clam. And we love that. And we spent a lot of time with her at convention talking. And it was a blessing to get the opportunity to talk to her. And I actually did a live with her a couple of weeks after convention. And it was just amazing. And maybe I'll share it again just because it's worth it. I'll put it on your wall again too, Jane. But the reality is, I shouldn't say but I do. The reality is that this little thing that we do, this thing that people probably think we're nuts for doing, whatever, pays the bills. It gave us the freedom to walk away from our jobs 5 years before retirement age And actually, if you go to 70 with your Social Security, it's 10 years before retirement age. And we're not retired, and that's the thing. I'm reading a book. I'm always reading a book, guys. There's one sitting right there. That's Leadership 2.0 from John Maxwell. I'm reading a book, and they're talking about, aren't you retired yet? And the person said, why would I retire? What would I gain by retiring? I watched a podcast last night. The same thing happened. The guy, the former chairman, the former CEO of Starbucks was on Ed Mylett podcast. Guy, 77 years old. Still works to this day, he still works. To that point, he sets goals with his wife for life, for business. He's 77 years old, guys. For health, for all of that. He gives himself daily affirmations. He's 77 years old. And every day he gets up and goes, I am something important. I am. Right? The point is that everybody thinks we retired, and we didn't. We left our jobs because we created this opportunity to be able to say yes to more things than no to things. And that's the really cool part, because now we can structure our time around what's important to us, because we don't have to account to anyone else for our time but us. And guess what? That might be the hardest thing in the world, truthfully. And it's probably why more people don't do this, because most people won't do what it takes to build a business. It's hard. Clients drop off. People quit. Coaches drop off. Okay. As long as I know that I try to support them the best I can and help them along the best I can and shown them the path that works, and it does, then I can't help that. What I can help is how I react to it and whether or not I look for the next person to say yes so that they can say more no's so they can get more yeses in their life. Does that make more sense to you? Probably not. But that's how this works. I mean, this isn't some magic pill that's going to make me rich. It's not going to happen. We have to work at it. We have to do the work. And yes, part of it is my physical health. Matter of fact, probably 30% of it is my physical health. Because what am I? I'm a coach that teaches people how to live a healthy lifestyle. Notice I didn't say fitness, because I don't teach you fitness. That's up to you to find someone to teach you fitness. I want to get you to a state where you can go into any gym in the country and kick butt and not have to worry about your weight, losing weight, all of that, because guess what? It'll already be gone. It'll already be gone. And then you get to say yes to treating your body to exercise, to make muscles bigger in your body, stronger in your body. Guys, I'm 62 years old. I got 2 stents in my heart. 2 stents in my heart. I went out and did 5 miles on the kayak this morning on the lake. I did 5 miles on Monday on the lake. If the weather's right, I'll do 5 miles on Friday. Last week was tough. The weather wasn't so good. It was cold and it was windy. So that means there's a lot of chop out there. So I don't go out too much when it's choppy. But I keep working on myself every day. My step goal went from 10,000 steps to 12,000 steps. And I try to beat that every day by at least 3,000 steps. because I need to be as healthy as I possibly can because I got 2 stents in my heart and I'm a diabetic. So every doctor in the world, if you're a diabetic, if you are a type 2 diabetic, type 1 diabetic is a little different because it's not necessarily acquired. It's already there. But if you're a type 2 diabetic, there's a good chance your doctors has said to you, you need to lose weight and you need to start exercising. But the problem is your doctor doesn't know how to make you do that and doesn't know how to show you how to do that and he doesn't understand the mechanism that keeps you where you are. So what he does understand is that if you don't control yourself, you ready for this one, guys? Because this is going to blow your mind. If you can't control yourself, he knows he can give you a pill that will help. But that pill doesn't do away with the disease. That pill hides the disease. It's like a Band-Aid. If you cut your hand, you put a Band-Aid on it, you hide the wound. I was on a lot of Band-Aids. I was on 5 diabetes pills. I was talking to a doctor about this the other day at our convention, a couple weeks ago at our convention. And she told me, you weren't on 3 pills, you were on 5 pills. I'm like, ooh, I didn't even think about that. So in essence, every day I was taking 10 pills a day to keep my body going instead of eating right. So I was on what's called Janumet, which is a combination of Januvia and metformin. So there's 4 pills right there. As I was taking 2 of them a day. And I was taking a glimepiride, which is to supplement because my blood sugars were always high every morning because I was drinking too much. I was eating too much. I wasn't moving. I mean, I'd had a Fitbit from 2016. I think I got a Fitbit in 2016. I believe that's the first record I have in my phone of me having a Fitbit. And I think the entire weeks that I like in 2016, like I went entire weeks and did like 1,200 steps, which is hilarious. And now I do that in one time. I go out and I do 1,200 like that. Is it easy? Not always. Do I want to do it? Not every day. Do I do it in the rain? Yes. Because guess what? It's going to keep me alive. It's going to keep my blood sugars low. It's going to keep me under control. That and eating properly, which is an acquired habit, guys. This is the neat part about it. We teach you how to eat healthy by teaching you habits and then showing you what whole foods are good, like what the best whole foods are. Everybody thinks that, oh, this and that. No. In the end, you need to eat whole food. You need to eat real food. Now, that doesn't mean I don't eat some of the stuff that we use to lose the weight because guess what? It's delicious. It's the best. But my daily routine is eating 6 times a day. Right now, I do about 1,700 calories a day because I'm only 150 pounds now. A little bit higher than I used to be, but I'm also more muscle mass than I was before. I probably have 5 pounds more muscle mass than I did when I lost my weight 4 years ago. That's due to all the exercise. So I'm not taking it off. It's no big deal. I don't even look any bigger. Matter of fact, this shirt is a medium. It fits me just as well now because I'm only 5 pounds heavier than I was when I lost my weight. But that 5 pounds, most of it's muscle because I exercise every day. And I eat the food that supports that and keeps my body going. So there you go. You can say yes, and then you get to say no to a lot of things that you didn't want to do anymore, and yes to the things you do want to do. And that is how you make your life better. And for all my friends out there who served, Happy Veterans Day. Love you guys. The 7%. Anybody who served knows what that means. Bye, guys.